So Enhanced Athletes YouTube channel has been deleted, and I think this is a topic worth covering for a couple of different reasons. The first one being that it's a YouTube channel that is dedicated to what some would consider the darker side of the bodybuilding lifestyle, but also because of the fact that what the banning of this channel says about the broader questions of internet censorship and the control that the likes of Google, YouTube, and Facebook have over what we can view and when we want to view it. Now, obviously, as you can clearly see from this video, I'm neither enhanced, to put it mildly, or am I particularly athletic from a genetic point of view. But I did still find some of the Enhanced Athletes content quite interesting, simply because it gave me a view of what can happen at the extremes of the bodybuilding and gym lifestyle. You know, those guys were really living on the edge, pushing the envelope. And in some respects, I suppose you could say that they were the rock stars of the bodybuilding world in terms of how they lived their life. Well, at least how they portrayed that they lived their life on video. And for me, as someone who lives a very boring life now, in many respects, I'm quite happy for it to be boring. I would have had a slightly colourful past myself when I was younger, but it gives me a glimpse into what the fucking freaks on the edge and the periphery of the bodybuilding world are doing, or at least what they're claiming to do on film anyway. And in terms of their channel, obviously, steroids was probably the biggest part of the channel's content, you know, hence the name, you know, Enhanced Athlete, as well as their penchant for Southeast Asian hookers. They really were on the extreme of a certain lifestyle, you know, and I found that interesting to look in on and to see what they were at least claiming to do on film. Now, obviously, from a training point of view, most of the information they were dishing out was complete bullshit if you're not enhanced. And I think even if you were enhanced, some of the training advice they were giving was only really applicable to the genetic elite, you know, the sort of guys who could go into the gym and just look at a fucking weight and put on 5 pounds of muscle. You know, that's maybe 5, 10, 15% of the trainer population. For the rest of us, it's hard work and clever programming. And in that respect, you know, the EA crew most certainly were not the sort of people I would have ever got advice from on training, as interesting as I found some of the characters who contributed to the website. And obviously, on the steroid front, you know, again, not being a steroid user, I don't know if the information they were giving was accurate or not. I know they were big fuckers, so whatever they were doing, it was working for them. They certainly were big, but it seemed very extreme, you know, and again, I think it comes down to the genetic component, that what the top tier genetically can get away with, even from a drug point of view, would probably kill the vast majority of us regular Joe Soaps who are training. That's if we were to start taking their advice on drug use and on steroid use. But the other side of the argument, and one that I find just as interesting, is the fact that YouTube is now aggressively banning content that they deem is interfering with their ability to sell advertising. And from YouTube's point of view and an advertiser's point of view, I can absolutely understand where they're coming from. If I was an advertiser, a major advertiser, the last thing I would want is my advertising showing up on channels that portrayed my company in a negative light. I would want my advertising showing up on the specific demographics with which I was trying to advertise to, and I would want my company shown in a favourable light. So I can perfectly understand YouTube's wish to control the content on their site to make the site more attractive for major advertisers. YouTube, Google, Facebook, all of these people aren't into, they're not here for altruistic motives. They're here to make money. And if there seems to be a few people grumbling about this fact, a few, disgruntled YouTubers giving out about the fact that their ad revenue is down, but I mean, that's bullshit, Get over yourself. YouTube aren't here for any altruistic reason. They're here to make money, and if they deem content that is going to stop advertisers potentially investing in the company, they're going to scrap that content, and that makes absolute sense to me. But, I'm not YouTube and I'm not a soulless corporation. So for me, the idea that YouTube are dictating what and when I can view certain things is very it scares the bejesus out of me, to be honest with you. I believe in freedom of speech, and the fact that the likes of YouTube can dictate what we view, can in many respects censor, because they are the go-to source for a lot of people for video information on a huge number of topics. So the idea that YouTube can censor and dictate what I want to watch, when I want to watch it, scares the bejesus out of me, and it should also scare the bejesus out of you.